I have been going out alone for the last 3 to 4 years in many different cities across many different countries, so I'm extremely qualified to teach you how to go out alone and have an amazing fun time. Some of the best nights that I've ever had in my life all started with me going out alone. So I'm going to be breaking down everything that I do to have a great time going out, socializing, and meeting people, and also taking consideration that I was once a shy, insecure kid growing up. I had to push my comfort zone to be the extroverted, confident guy that I am now, and going out alone is one of the ways that I actually did this. So I'm going to break down everything that I do, starting from the moment that I leave the door. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is talk to everybody. I don't care where you are. If you're at the train station on the way to the bar or club, if you're in the line, if you're at the bar grabbing your first drink, you need to talk to everybody. In all those situations I just described, I have talked to people. So last year, from the city I was in, an hour north, there's a bigger city. I was going up there a lot and partying in Sweden. And there was a guy who I kept seeing on the train, and we became friends, and we would talk to each other about the girls we got with. It was always just funny to talk to him and have some jokes on the way up, getting into that social flow state from the second I'm on the train. So that is one example there. The blind, this is endless examples that I have. The amount of people I've met in the line, whether it's guys who I went and hung out with for the whole night and talked to girls with, or girls who I ended up sleeping with, I promise you, you can make things happen even in the line. And then at the bar, of course, this is where I meet most of the girls, is when I'm standing at the bar, I go up and talk to them, things like that. But your ideal situation is in your mind. Just understand that you need to be talking to everybody all of the time. You need to be a social magnet and try and get into a social flow state. See, the nights where I just try and go to the club, maybe I'm not feeling as social, and talk to the hottest girls, I'm just being a little lazy, are the nights I have no fun, I don't get with any girls, I'm just not the best version of myself, I'm not magnetic, I'm not charisma filled. The nights when you're talking to everybody, you're having a good time, you won't go up and talk to another girl and you got a big smile on your face, you're happy, you're just loose. These are the nights you succeed with girls, I promise. This is how it works. So you need to talk to everybody and get into that social flow state. This is the first key to having fun and having success with girls as well. And this next thing is super underrated, and this is warmth, charisma. I'm talking everything from verbal communication to nonverbal communication, things like eye contact, a big genuine smile, open body language, complimenting people. Just being a social magnet in a very warm, charismatic way is how you're gonna make a lot of friends, meet a lot of girls, and just have a fun time overall, and people are gonna wanna spend time with you. So that is the one thing I would really recommend, is trying to up your warmth, charisma cues as much as you can. If you can do that, you will have a ton more success. And for this reason, and it being so important, I built a charisma mastery guide for every single one of you, breaking down all the nonverbal things you need to do between the warmth cues, the things to actually avoid, the negative cues to look out for, all the verbal things that you're going to want to say to make people like you. It's all broken down in this guide. It's super powerful. You can grab that for free. It's the first link in the description below. Okay, so the next thing that you need to develop if you want to have fun out alone is assertiveness. But you need to be able to use this with a high level of intuition and reading people so that you don't come across as creepy or being too needy or too overbearing. Because there's times when I've been with girls hanging out with them and they wanted me to be there, and there's some other dude trying to latch on. Like literally, what is that at this point? 2 weekends ago, I talked to this girl. She liked me. We sat down, her and her friend, we were having drinks, and this other dude who was also out alone joined us. He was like, "Can I join you guys?" And we were like, "Yeah." But he was really weird. So they were trying to give him like the time of day and talk to him, but he was just overstaying his welcome, where I ended up getting with the other girl that I liked, and he was trying to talk to the friend, and things just weren't working out, and the girls literally said, like, we need to ditch him, like, he's just staying around too long. So we had some, like, scheme that we plotted, and then the three of us went off on our own. But that's kind of where I'm going with this, is you need to know when to take a hint. And, like, for example, I'll give you a time where I thought I needed to take the hint, but I didn't. This was when I was in line. Everyone was leaving, and there was this long line going down the stairs, so it was really slow. And I talked to this girl. I introduced myself, asked her her name. She was shy about speaking English because this was in Sweden. And it was more that than that she didn't like me and didn't want to talk to me. So I kind of picked up on this in the wrong way. And I was like, okay, well, have a good night. Maybe we'll see each other another time. And then when I left the club, like 5 minutes later, she was like, no, wait. She was like, where are you going? And I was like, I'm going home. Why? And she was like, without me? And I was like, well, yeah, I didn't think you liked me. And she was like, no, let's talk. Nothing ended up happening with her, but she ended up walking with me for a bit and we talked. But I would rather be someone who leaves instead of trying to overstay my welcome and be too much and too needy. There's plenty of times where you'll meet someone and you'll hang out with them the entire night, but it has to be, the vibes have to be right. You have to either, really quickly establish that friendship with a guy, and I'm going to tell you how to do this in the next point, or you need to make sure that the girl really likes you and she wants you to hang around. So that's really important to understand. And the secret to meeting guys who want to hang around you the entire night is to help them get girls. If you are that guy who is fearless, will talk to any girl, will introduce him to the girls that he likes, will ask him, yo, what girls you liking? Let's go talk to them. And you'll do the intro for him. You'll do all the heavy lifting. You'll hype him up. You'll be like, this is the man right here. You'll make him feel good and make him look good in front of girls. He's going to want to be your friend, not only for the night, but forever. He's going to love you, man. He's going to want to be your friend, guaranteed. Because very few guys are like this. There's very few guys who have that charisma, who are just social magnets, who can help others get girls. Those types of guys are the ones that people want to be surrounded by. And that's going to make it so easy for you to make friends, as if you are that social magnet. You're talking to everybody, you're talking to girls, you're introducing guys to girls. That is going to make you someone who others really want to be around. So that's how you're going to make guy friends with ease, is focusing on obviously being nice, being friendly, broing out with them, whatever, but helping them get girls is the ultimate cheat code to making friends. And now, if you're someone who's going to be going out in the same city, even if it's just for a couple weeks, this is really important to apply, which is you really want to try and develop connections with people. There's so many times when there's been guys in town for the weekend in a city, but I developed a connection with them. I was like, oh, bro, I'll see you out tomorrow. They're like, yeah. And then we were hanging out that next day, getting girls together. And it makes things so much more fun when you have people to hang around with, especially when there's so many different groups of people. And the cool thing is, when you're out alone, if you're not vibing with someone, you can always just go and meet other people. It's not like when you're out with your friend group, that's your friend group. You're hanging out with them. You can pick and choose who you want to hang around at that moment. If someone's got great energy, you hang around them. If someone else is a little low, they're not feeling too good, you just be like, oh, bro, I'll see you another night. And you can do whatever you want. There's so many times when I'll literally just abandon groups because I'm not vibing with them, or times when I'll join this group because they seem like a really fun, cool group. And that's kind of how things go. Being alone, you become extremely dynamic. You learn to build rapport with people extremely quickly. You know how to make them like you. And when you can develop these connections over a long enough time, like when I was in Norway for a month, I was seeing people out every single night that I knew very quickly because I talked to so many people. I one time gave this dude an intro to a girl. I saw that she was making eye contact with him. I already talked to her and she wasn't vibing with me. And this dude was fucking handsome. And I was like, bro, this girl likes you. I guarantee she likes you. Go talk to her. Go. And he did. And he slept with her that night. And I saw him out the next night. He dabbed me up. He's like, yo, I slept with her. He was so hype. I'm not in Norway anymore, but these are the sorts of connections that if you start seeing those guys on a frequent basis, obviously all the girls I talk to, I'm saying hi to, giving them hugs, you start to have a lot of people to hang around. And that just makes the night so much more fun, especially if you're in a smaller to medium-sized city. Obviously, if the city is ginormous, it's going to be hard to see similar people. But if you're in a reasonably smaller-sized city, that's what's going to happen. And if you're just that social magnet and everyone likes you, going out alone is going to be really fun. And it's not going to feel like you're alone. And once again, the key to making this all work is having magnetic charisma. So if you want my free guide breaking down everything you need to do between the verbal and nonverbal communication, that's going to be completely for free. It's the first link in the description below.